Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this unboxing video on a Monday, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. But as always, I like to turn this into a bit of a guessing game with you, but these are getting more and more difficult as the weeks go by, because some of the ones I'm getting, like this one, let me tell you what it is anyway. First and foremost, I was going to say it's getting harder because there's not many other versions of this particular figure. So it is a Generation 1 original vintage boxed figure. I do have this figure in my collection, but I don't actually have a boxed version, so it's nice to actually have one of them to be able to do a proper video for you guys. The figure itself, I actually had this one as a kid. I definitely remember having this particular one. I say one, that's because it's got a gimmick. It's one of the figures from 1988, so it had a gimmick, which of course I think all kids loved all the gimmicks which they do. I'm thinking about it, there was not a version of this in Japan. So although Super God Master Force was running in Japan, it didn't even have a normal version of it, whereas sometimes in Japan they change the colors of it or whatever, but with this it wasn't even released in Japan to my knowledge anyway. I've not seen a boxed one in Japan ever, so I'm going to say it wasn't, to be fair. So it's a standard Hasbro release from 1988. He's only ever had one other reissue, and that was as part of the Thrilling 30 lineup in 2014. So again, a bit surprised by that, to be fair, because with these particular figures, again, I'm saying these set of figures, there was a load of them done the year before, and then these ones were a slightly different version but still had the same gimmick the year later. And they haven't really had much love over the years. I've talked about this a few times in a few videos. Hardly any updates down the Generations toy line, and as I've said, this one has only got one. So if I'm being completely honest, I'm saying one, but there's 3 figures inside this box, but there's only one main character, so that's probably giving you a big huge clue as to what it is, because one of you might have been thinking it might have been the other gimmick, but the other gimmick only has the 1 extra person, whereas this particular gimmick has the 2 extra people. This particular time, he's one of the Autobots as well, because yes, there wasn't a Decepticon released in 2014 which had the same gimmick. I think the gimmick that this particular figure had, one of the latest releases, of course wasn't him because it was a Decepticon, was Needlenose in Legacy, whereas I say this is an Autobot one. And funnily enough, we've had one of the other versions not so long ago on here, to be honest, by pure fluke, and then I go and acquire this literally only last week. So this one, as I say, he's got 2 little additional partners with him. He is, of course, a small Target Master. We did Landfill not so long ago, and as I say, it's just by pure fluke this did come packaged with something else, so I have took it out of the bubble wrap just for ease. It's not, I should have said, actually I've said it's in a box, it's not sealed. No, it's not as good as, that's a bit of a fib. It's not even been resealed like a bit of Tim Banerjee does. It's just been, everything's falling over. I'm not going to say crudely because it must have been done by the previous owner. It's just been stapled back on, but I'm not bothered because I don't have one of these. So this is, of course, Scoop. There are his 2 other Target Master partners. That's what I was on about. There's basically 3 figures in here. But the interesting thing about this is it never made it out to a store shelf because it wasn't punched. But yet still somebody managed to get it and indeed open it and play with it. So yes, this is, of course, twin Target Master, so the small Target Master Scoop, and I will get around, I'll put him at the back of the queue or in the middle. I'll jump him up the queue to get a video done him. If you got him, let me know in the comments, but of course don't put the name of the character, save that for other people to guess. Thanks for watching, guys, take care.